Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ricky's Guide to DW20. This is episode number 16. And in this episode, we're primarily going to check out our Oritech here. What's going on here? So one thing to mention is this mod was added in an update after we started the world, so I had to travel pretty far to find the platinum ore. And I have a frequency set up. Is it here? Let's see. Around here. No, not there. That's something else. It's actually here. And this is, as you see, it's negative 16,000 and 58,000. Or 5,800. And this is far away. And yeah, I had to travel. I did the /RTP command, which does a random teleport. And it's from one of the mods here. Same with the /home, which you've probably seen me use in the past. But yeah, I had to go hunt for that stuff, including the oil. Because you need Oritech oil. You can't just use any oil, which is... Oritech would be ideal, but yeah. I have much of that. And at the time, I just took a digital miner there, and I ran through many chunks, and I just set it to this after I found one in the filter. Also, I have a little setup here for keeping certain things requested, right? Because the thing about this mod, it's really neat, but the things in it take forever to craft. So it's more like an early game sort of thing to play with. I don't see it being very practical early on. And yeah, that's the basics there, Kevin. I have a little bit more things here. Okay, so what is this? This one here creates alloys. This is the foundry block. And I've attempted to auto craft with all these machines, but as you'll see, some of them need... the mod isn't quite set up for that, which is unfortunate. Hopefully they fix that in the future. But yeah, this creates alloys pretty slowly. We're using it to create the alloys in this mod, but I believe you can use it to create alloys in other mods too. Next, we have a centrifuge here. Centrifuges are very important. This one has water in it, and it's being used to make plastic sheets with polymer resin, which is an important component, right? Next one, this one I use for dry crafting. And that was just for these rods, which take forever to craft. So I believe I keep some of those on hand. Or maybe I did, I don't remember. Next, we have another centrifuge, which this one's not being used anymore, but I was using it to make biopolymer. This one can be made with plant matter, versus this one, polymer resin. It's made from oil, which the oil is way faster to make, and it takes less time. But this is a good solution if you don't have access to the oil yet. And I've removed the recipe from there so it doesn't craft plastic sheets and stuff from that. Next, we have the assembler. This is one of the machines that you can't really automate very well because it doesn't export the items and put them in the right slots, which is not very good. But yeah, that's what that is. And I've upgraded all these to use Ultra Machine Cores, which isn't the top one. what's it called? What's the box called? Cores. As you see here, it's just one below the best one. I just didn't make this. I haven't worked on Oritech for a while. But yeah, it's a whole ordeal. Next, this is a pulverizer. Simply put, it just creates dusts. Right? And this is what I was using to make the bio material. I also use it to make electrum dust. Okay, next, this is an interesting thing. This creates... I had to fool around for a while to figure this out, but this creates fluxite. This is a budding amethyst block, and you have to use an enderic laser to shoot these bubbles at it, and it automatically produces it and spits it into here. And we got a good amount out there. It's been running for a long time. Next, this one is the fragment forge, which automates not too hard because there's only one slot, and I was using that for enderic compound. But you can also use this to do ore processing. Right here. I'm not sure what yield you can get out of it, but that's an option too. I might fool around with this mod in the future in a fresh world. But yeah, it was fun to play around with it for a while and figure out what's going on. So this one is taking in oil from this tank, but there's no more oil because I haven't gone and collected oil for a while. This takes in oil, and then it produces the polymer resin from sand, which sends it over to this machine over the other machine to produce the plastic. This is another one. This is a cool block here, but you can't automate it. Again, all these weird slots don't allow automation. Even when I set it to max speed, it doesn't work. It doesn't place them in the correct slots. And this one I was using for some of the more advanced components. And this is Atomic Forge. And this one you have to power with enderic lasers, which is a neat feature with this mod. And yeah, those just go into here. I did have this expanded a lot more because I was going to fool around with it for a while, but then I put my reactors over there, as you can see. Now, there's elevators in the corners. This is the basement. It's kind of just a bunch of wires and stuff, right? That kind of peeks through here. But yeah, that's pretty much all of Oritech I have. It's a cool mod to play with. It'd be nice if it was more compatible with auto crafting, but yeah, it's worth playing with if you've never tried it. It's a neat mod, and of course you've seen the armor room I made with all this is my glorified art project here. It's very expensive for those 2 suits. And the power just comes in through here to power this room. It doesn't use a lot of power for all of this. Updates to the base. I did fusion, which is insanely good. It produces 200 million FE a tick. Although I haven't figured out how to pull the power out and put it into one of these all the way. I just put ports on these, and these can only do so much. I'm guessing I have to use lasers, but I haven't found a method. And yeah, this is just going into here. As you can see, we're only doing 13. But I would be able to do 199 million FE a tick, which is, compared to everything else, like, that's definitely the best power source, and it's really not that hard to get into. once you have some setups going. Like this is like having two. This right here is like having 100 of these max size reactors. Take that into perspective. That's an insane amount of power for just this. And I'm going to talk more about that in the future, but yeah, there's that one. I haven't worked on this. I probably won't finish these. They're not worth it. I'm already bogging down the server enough. But yeah, for now, it'll just be a blank room. Solar panels. We're up to a good amount of solar panels now. We're up to 57 here in the world. But also in the nuclear base, I've put some there. To power all these setups. 3 of them here, and there's 1 over here. So, yeah. And that's powering all this stuff. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did fission also, which it was needed to get that mecha suit that I put on display, and I upgraded some of these pumps with speed upgrades, which I needed to do to sustain the setup for heavy water. But anyways, that's gonna cover it for this episode. Very cool mod. Could use some work. Worth playing with for sure. It's definitely fun to learn about all that stuff. Anyways, this has been episode 16, and we'll see you in the next one.